Erika, what are you seeing kind of on the back of that? Are you seeing an industry like, what are your subscribers? What are the or not the homeowners, the contractors out there? What are they actually asking you for? Do you have any feedback loop as far as an industry overview of what information that they're really reaching for?
So I feel like, it's no secret that for the past, starting about a decade ago, you saw an enormous increasing amount of private equity money coming into the home improvement industry. And it has really changed the tenor of the industry a lot, because you're starting to see, yes, it is still a highly fragmented industry, highly fragmented, yet you are starting to see some major players bringing in a lot of resources and a lot of capital. And one of the questions that I frequently get asked is from some of the smaller players, people doing 5, 7, even 10 million in revenue, how do they compete in that environment? What can they do if someone comes into their market and is using very, very sophisticated marketing and technology tools to get ahead in their market? And obviously, AI is a game changer in that it doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to invest, tons and tons of money in your tech stack, and you can still have a really robust tech stack. And one of the solutions that we're introducing at this event, there's really 4 pillars that the Pinnacle event goes into, which is leadership, sales, lead gen, and technology. And all 4 of those pillars are kind of where I'm hearing a lot of home improvement professionals need to hone their skills. And we are addressing all 4 of them in the event.
Thank you, Erika. Paul, of all of those, I don't think there is a single person in the home improvement industry that talks to more people, more business owners, more CEOs, more leadership than you in this industry on an annual basis. What are those topics, those pillars, as Erika described, are you hearing the most chatter about out there? And, do you have a teaser solution, or is that going to be tied into your blueprint?
Well, I have an analogy that I like to use, and the answer to your question is artificial intelligence and the adoption. And people are on that breaking point of, I'm 55 years old. If I got to change, I'm just going to retire soon. Or, I'm going to hire somebody to do that. Or they think, I hired this AI company. Well, hiring an AI company is like having a Mercedes-Benz with no engine. If you don't know how to drive it, then it doesn't go anywhere. But I use this analogy. You go back to the day, you remember we had a stove. And the old thing we grew up on, that I did at least, was a TV dinner, right? We all love TV dinners. We take the TV dinner, we put it in the stove for 45 minutes, and it comes out, and then we have a TV dinner. Well, then the microwave comes along, right? AI could be the microwave. The microwave comes along. Now we can put things in microwave bowls. It's quicker. It's faster. We can, get more room in the freezer and store things and put in the microwave and have it when we want it. So we evolved to the microwave, but we didn't get rid of the stove, did we? We still have our stoves. So the point I'm making is, even though AI is going to evolve, it's not going to replace the human element. But what it's going to do is, what people can understand, when you truly understand the power of Think Unlimited and Voice and Avoca and all these companies, it actually makes you more productive. It actually makes you more efficient. It gives you the tools. It all comes down to one word, DATA, data, right? Because salespeople make a mistake, and here's what they do, Erika. Here's what they do, Greg. They all want to be closers, CLOSER, closers. But what I want to teach you to do is, I want to teach you to get closer, CLOSER, closer to the customer, closer to the industry, closer to understanding, to be able to implement this change. So technology really comes down to adoption. So my goal is, how do you simplify this? How do you bring this into a message? Because it's overwhelming.
But do you have an answer for that, by the way? Because that is a big question.
Well, what you got to do is you got to build the foundation. You have to first start, what is Chat GPT? What is generative AI? I mean, behind me, I could pull up this board. I have 25 different generative AI tools that I have demonstrated to try to figure out how to use and implement. But you start with that. How can I use this to write presentations? How can I use it to create videos? How can I say, act as a homeowner if I'm coming to sell you windows or siding, and what questions should you ask? Understanding that, that's the basic. Then understand, how can you use it from a call center application? How can you manage time if you're out working and have an AI actually set all your appointments? How can you do inbound and outbound calls? How can you utilize it from a virtual standpoint where you could take pictures of a home and tell you every single thing on the home? And then how will VR engage and be involved with all this to where you can literally look at something at some point, tell it what image you want it to have, like gray or black or blue, and it'll change that. So this evolution is coming. It all comes down to mindset. It all comes down to mindset and being able to resist and not resist and adapt to change. And a quick demonstration to explain how we are so resistant to changes. If you just take your hands like this, right? The way you always would grasp. So you put your hands like that, the left over the right. But now try to do the other hand. It's almost completely uncomfortable to do it the other way, right? Like it doesn't feel right and you're resistant to that. You got to change your mindset. And that's what we have to do with AI. That's what we have to do with getting people. You got to slowly integrate them. You can't come in and try to go. It becomes overwhelming. What do you do if you become overwhelmed? You shut down.